So this is day 9 of the blood sugar diet. It's going well so far. In case you didn't see the update yesterday, I lost 3 pounds on my first week, which is a really good start. I'm happy with that. When I first did the diet a couple of years ago, I lost quite a bit more, but I think I had more to lose as well. So I started this time at 12.7. I think last time I was nearer to 13 stone. So not quite as much to lose, but still £3 is a good start. Other good news, I bought a selfie stick off Amazon, something I never thought I'd buy. But I bought it just so, like I'm using it now, so the camera's not quite as close, because previously when I was holding it and doing like selfie videos, it was, I've got short arms, and it was like my full face on the camera. So now it's a bit further away, which is good. Happy with that. And it's also got a little tripod with it, which is good for when I'm doing my push-ups. So I can use it now for doing my videos, and then I can just like turn it into a tripod and use it for my push-ups as well. So speaking of push-ups, I think it's time. I didn't get to do any last night because I got back from work and I was literally got in, walked the dog, had my tea, and then went out to Cubs. And we were at Cubs for a couple of hours, which that's now starting earlier in preparation time. So I was there for 6:30, didn't get home till 9 o'clock, got back at 9, and then I had some cauliflower rice with some flavoured tuna in it and a few herbs and spices. It was okay. It wasn't amazing, but it was okay. So I had that when I got back from Cubs, plus I was still a little peckish. So there wasn't really much of an update yesterday either. I'm working from home today, which is always good. So for breakfast, I had I'd normally do something cooked, but I didn't really fancy it. So I found a recipe for a milkshake, and the milkshake was it was 50 grams of frozen berries, because the berry kind of fruit are okay for carbs. It was a cup of almond milk, 125 grams of yogurt. You were supposed to use Greek style yogurt, but I used normal yogurt, so it seemed all right. You can add sweetener, but I think my almond milk had sweetener in it, so it wasn't the unsweetened one, so I just didn't bother adding sweetener. And I added a few chia seeds just for the fibre, and then just blend all that together. And it was low in calories, very low in carbs for a meal. So that, yeah, it's like a berry milkshake, which will see me through till lunch, definitely. I have no idea what's for lunch today, but we'll soon find out. But in the meantime, it's time for the push-up challenge. So that was the push-up challenge. I was 22. Still hard work. Didn't get a chance to do any last night, as I said, because I was out all night. But lunchtime today, and if I get up for a coffee or whatever, I'll try and do a few, just so it gets a bit easier, hopefully. But that was 22. So we've been watching a few food prep videos, and one in particular, there's a guy called, he's got a website, thedietchef.com. He's over in America, so obviously there are some variances, but he makes some amazing keto meals. And he does a lot of treats as well. So he does ice creams, and he does a lot of cakes and a lot of peanut butter treats and chocolates and things like that, but they're all really low carb. So I've been watching a few of his videos. So what I'm going to be doing is making some of the things that he makes, but obviously translating it from the American products over to what you can buy in the UK. Plus things are slightly different and things are harder to get hold of. So one of the first things I'm hoping to make, but that's going to be weekend now, is going to be the strawberry ice cream. I was hoping to make it tonight, but it takes 4 to 5 hours in the freezer, and then you have to eat it. The thing is, because of the sweetener used, you can't freeze it indefinitely. You need to put it, it's made of cream, and you put it in the freezer, but after 4 or 5 hours you need to eat it. You can't keep it in the freezer till a later date. If you wanted to keep it in the freezer, you can, but you need to use a different sweetener, which isn't the one I've got. So I've been shopping today. I've been to Asda a couple of times and picked up some mason jars, which are like glass jars with clasps on the lid. They're like airtight. So I bought a few of those from Asda. They were a bargain. The 1 litre ones were £1 and the half a litre ones were 75p. So stocked up on them. And I ordered a load of things off Amazon yesterday. So some sweeteners, some almond flour, some coconut flour, and some other bits and pieces which will go towards the recipes that I'm going to be making. So I'm fully stocked up now. I think I'm good to go. I bought some coconut oil from Asda as well,
and some almond milk and all these other different things. So when I first did the diet a couple of years ago, there wasn't this kind of stuff wasn't as available as it is now. You couldn't get hold of. I bought the almond milk. I mean, now you can just grab it from anywhere. I mean, you probably could get it back then, but it wasn't everywhere. I went in Tesco's, they've got it. I went in Asda, they've got it, and they've got a huge variety of it. I bought some chocolate milkshake the other day, Alpro chocolate milkshake from Tesco's, and it was £1 for a litre, and it was 5 grams of carbs for 100 ml. So the full bottle was only 50 grams of carbs, and the full bottle, it's a litre of milkshake. That would last you quite a few servings. So each 100 ml cup of chocolate milkshake only had 5 grams of carbs in it, and it is actually, if you like milkshake, really nice. So I will be buying that again. The children had some as well, and they seem to enjoy it. So it's a good thing to have in for a treat. And I also bought a few other bits and pieces, so I'll show you them at some other point. But if you even in Aldi or Lidl, they've got a free from section or a healthy eating section, and there's all these low carb replacements for your normal meals. There was some spaghetti that was low carb, obviously made of different things. It's not made of pasta, but I've not tried it yet. But it looks like a promising replacement. And then there's the sachets of cauliflower cheese that you can get. So I tried making some cauliflower cheese. It's not too good, and even the frozen bags, they're not great. It still tastes very bland. But I bought a sachet for £1.50 from Aldi, and I think it was tomato flavoured, and we had it with curry tonight, and it was really tasty. Didn't taste anything like cauliflower. And again, it was really low in carb. I mean, I do like cauliflower. I like just cauliflower is great, but homemade cauliflower rice just doesn't seem to taste too good. So yeah, you can get all these replacements and from anywhere: Aldi, Lidl, Tesco's, Asda, Morrison's. They've all got a huge variety of keto or low carb food. So I'm stocked up. I'm hoping to make the ice cream at weekend. It's got strawberries in it, and it's got cream in it, and a few other bits and pieces. So I'll do that at the weekend. But if I do make anything before then, which is unlikely because of time wise, but if I do make anything before then, I'll be sure to film it and share it. So subscribe to my channel if you want to see any food videos. You'll also see my weekly update, but I'm going to start trying to do some meal videos. But the good thing is they will be the UK versions, because a lot of the keto recipes that you see online now are all American, and they all measure everything in cups, and then you've got to convert that to grams unless you've got the cups, and obviously they have all these Whole Food stores out there, and they can get hold of stuff really easily, whereas over here it's a little bit harder to get the stuff, certain things. So like the sweeteners I've had to order off Amazon, and the flour's quite hard to get. The almond flour, you can get coconut flour from Tesco's, from Asda. I noticed today they have coconut flour, but they don't have almond flour, so I had to order that online. So it's just a bit easier in the States to get hold of the food, and obviously everything's bigger over there, so all the veg that they use is like mammoth. But I'll be doing some videos, so I'll look at the recipes that they have, and I'll convert the food to what you can get over here. There may be some slight differences, but obviously I'll film it all and give full details of what is included. And yeah, stay tuned for that. So if you subscribe to my channel, I'll make sure I get plenty of updates coming out over the next few days. Keep your eyes peeled. Thanks.
So it's day 16, which is a Monday, which means it's weigh-in day. When I started, I was 12.7. Then last week I was 12.4. So let's see what I am today. I had a shave last night, and my beard's gone now, so that could be a good half a pound loss. But I'll be happy with anything. Let's see. So that's 12 stone 1.5. So that's a loss of 2.5 pounds. That's good. So it's week 3. It's Monday. It's beginning of week 3. I just wanted to do a recap video. So now my videos are only going to be once a week. I'm going to do them on a Monday or Tuesday, which is weigh-in day, which is a good time to do it. So this week, 5.5 pounds down, which is great. 5.5 pounds in total. Sorry, it's 2.5 pounds this week. and £3 last week, so 5.5 in total, which is great. Still been doing the push-ups. I must admit I've not done them in the mornings because I've just been really rushing and everything. But throughout the day I've made sure I've hit the target of what I should be doing, which is still good. I need to keep on top of that, obviously, if I'm going to hit my 100 by the end of the 8-week diet. So I need to keep on top of that. But that's still going well. I seem to be finding it a lot easier, although I'm still not going down as low as I could do. When I'm doing them, they seem to be getting easier, which is good. I just wanted to go show these things. So basically, I went shopping the other day to Aldi in Blackpool. Now, I've looked in a few other Aldis and I've not been able to find them, so they're obviously not easy to get hold of. But the Aldi that I went in had a free from section, which was like obviously gluten free and things like that. And I found these soybean spaghetti. So this spaghetti, I don't know if you can see it there, but it's like dried up pieces of soybean. Doesn't look very impressive, but it is 2.1 grams of carbs for every 100 grams cooked. So this is what it looks like before it's cooked. As you can see, it's just very thin pieces of dried up soybean. Doesn't look very impressive, but when you cook it, it must be dehydrated, because as you cook it, it swells up, and it's like a cross between spaghetti and noodles, and to be honest, it's absolutely fantastic. We had it with meatballs. I bought some free from meatballs from Farm Foods, and I made them in a tin of chopped tomatoes, a bit of passata and a few herbs and some onions and a beef stock cube. And so that was the meatballs in sauce, and we had the soybean spaghetti with it. I gave it to the children. I didn't tell them it was soybean because obviously, that's going to put them off. So I didn't mention it was soybean, and they absolutely loved it. It wasn't until after they finished that I told them that it was soybean, and they absolutely loved it, and they ate it really fast. So they are fantastic. If you can find them in your local Aldi, you can get them on Amazon, but they're really expensive. I'm sure this pack was only a couple of pounds, and it's 200 grams for like maybe £2 something. I can't remember now. But if you can find them next time you're in Aldi, it's worth getting them because they're absolutely fantastic. I'm going to go back to the one that I got them from on Wednesday after work, because it's kind of on the way home, nip through Blackpool. I'm going to try and stock up on them, because for 2 grams of carbs for 100 grams, and you don't need 100 grams of that cooked is a lot as well. So you don't need that much. And it just cooks like spaghetti, but it takes like 10 minutes, probably not even that. 4 to 6 minutes, it says on the back, in boiling water. And they don't taste like spaghetti, but they taste great. They're not bad tasting. You don't expect soybean, it'll be a bit but no, it actually tastes really good. So it's a great accompaniment to have with, you can have it instead of spaghetti, or you could have it instead of noodles, so you could do it in a stir fry maybe. But they taste fantastic, so if you can get them. The other thing I did was I made some keto ice cream, some strawberry ice cream. So there's a website called The Diet Chef, thedietchef.com. It's Joe Duff. He's got his own YouTube channel. Absolutely fantastic. It's more keto than blood sugar diet, but it's similar principles, low carb, and basically it's an American recipe, so it's a bit different. It took a bit of tweaking, but it's cream, so it's thick cream, but not too thick though. Double cream, sorry, but not. I use the thick stuff, and it's probably better not using the thick stuff, but I use the thick stuff. It's a bit hard to mix, but double cream, chopped up strawberries, and sweetener. Now, when it comes to sweeteners, there's absolutely loads of different sweeteners. Erythritol, I think, is the one that we used, and then there's stevia. So there's all different ones, but there's stevia and there's erythritol. So that's what we used. The Americans call it Swerve, confectioner's Swerve, but it's the same kind of thing. You can pick it up on Amazon for a few pounds. So I got some of this sweetener. It's very similar to sugar. It looks just like sugar. It's all plant-based, so it's got no calories in it and no carbs in it. It's absolutely fantastic to add to anything. For cooking, it's fantastic. So it was double cream, chopped up strawberries, and some of this sweetener. So the only carbs in that are from the cream, which is not much, and the strawberries was most of the carbs. But you can actually replace the strawberries with strawberry extract. So some strawberries just to add the texture, and then strawberry extract to add the flavour. But we didn't have strawberry extract, so I just put a few strawberries in there. But me and the children made that a weekend. I did a video on it. but it was a bit of a disaster, so I didn't bother publishing it. But it was really easy to make. It goes in the freezer for 4 to 5 hours. The thing is, you do need to eat it after the 4 to 5 hours, because if you leave it in the freezer too long, it goes rock hard, as I found out. So mine was a bit soft, so I decided to leave it in for a little bit longer. And then when I took it out, it was just like solid. So not a good idea. You do need to take it out after 4 to 5 hours ish. But it tasted amazing, so I'm planning on making that again soon. So if you want to look for the recipe for that, well, it is what I said. It's that simple. It's just 250 mils of double cream, 3 strawberries chopped up, mush them up as well. Don't just chop them, but mush them with a spoon or a fork so that they're sloppy. And 24 grams of the erythritol sweetener. Put it in a mason jar, mix it together, stick it in the freezer. That's it, 4 to 5 hours. But if you want to find the alternative recipe for that, thedietchef.com is where you'll find that. Does a lot of keto meals, absolutely fantastic. He does a lot of sweet things as well. The problem is that there's a lot of full fat food, so you do need to be careful, because you can easily overdo the fat. But he does a lot of sweet things, so there's like Reese's chocolate and peanut butter, and all these cakes. But he does a lot of breads on there as well, so he makes pizzas and all sorts. It's definitely worth checking out. Really good. So it's worth checking that out, thedietchef.com. And I think that's it. So this is the start of week 3. It's now Monday night. Not a lot happening today. I've just got back from clubs. It's nearly 10 o'clock, so it's quite late. So I'm going to wrap up there. I'll still be releasing a video every week, probably on a Monday night, Tuesday morning. And I'm hoping to get some cooking videos up there. As I say, the ice cream one went a bit wrong, so I think the key there is make it first, get a practice in, then make it and record it, because making it and recording it the first time around, because you don't really know what you're doing, it was a bit of a disaster. But it worked, but the video just wasn't very good, so I'm not going to bother with that. But the children helped me with that. It's a great one for children, and of course it's relatively healthy. Apart from the fat in the cream, it's actually quite healthy. There's no sugar in it, apart from the natural sugar from, obviously. But carb-wise, it's great, and it tasted amazing. Absolutely fantastic. And obviously, you can replace the strawberries with other things. So you don't need to, you could just put vanilla in there, vanilla extract, and that'd just be vanilla ice cream. Really easy to make, and healthy alternative to full-fat, full-sugar ice cream. So check out thedietchef.com. Have a look at his website. He's got a YouTube channel. Loads of videos on there. Absolutely brilliant to watch. And that's it. I'll see you next week, if not before. Thanks.